This week's Parashat, we see the story of the Chet HaEgel, one of arguably the most difficult things to comprehend. How on earth is it possible that they sinned with the sin of the golden calf? And very short idea that I heard from Rabbi Chaim 7 years ago, actually. I was in high school, I visited YU, I sat into his class, and he shared this idea with us. It was a fantastic idea. The story of Chet HaEgel we know, but how is it possible? Think about it. They just witnessed the 10 plagues. They just witnessed Hashem Yetziat Mitzrayim, the splitting of the sea. They passed over through the sea closes on the enemy behind them. Miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. The man, food falls from the sky. They're in the desert, they have Ananei Kavod. Miracle after miracle after miracle. What happens? 40 days after, they miscalculate and they turn and they do Avodah Zarah. They build a calf, they worship an idol. How can it be? How is it possible? And this, Rabbi Chaim actually made a similar analogy to what happens in our modern day time with the state of Israel. Everyone always says, have I seen a miracle? If I see a miracle, then I would believe. Then it's pashut to me that if a God did a miracle for me, I would believe. So Rabbi Chaim always says the story of after the 6-day war. Everyone knows the story of the 6-day war. The Jews were so scared that they were digging mass graves all over the country that maybe we'll survive. We have to bury tens of thousands of chas v'shalom lo aleinu. We should never think of that number. Bury them in mass graves like the Holocaust, and maybe we'll have some portions of land to survive. Enemies all around us, north, northeast, eastern, southern, you name it, they're all attacking us. 6-7 countries, money coming from Iraq. Every enemy possible planned to attack us. But what happened? In 6 days, not only did we survive, we quadrupled in size. The Sinai Desert, the Golan Heights, the Yehuda v'Shomron. And all of Israel saw miracles. All of Israel, everyone witnessed with their own eyes, there was a miracle here. And everyone, Rabbi Chaim says, he was around 27 when it happened. Everyone was so inspired. Everyone was so excited. Hashem wa Elokim, Hashem wa Elokim. But what happened, Rabbi Chaim says, 2 weeks later, a month later, the same person that was chas v'shalom smoking on Shabbat was smoking on Shabbat. The same person that was eating non-kosher was eating non-kosher. The same person that was working on Shabbat was working on Shabbat. What happened? You just witnessed a miracle. You saw all the greatness. How can it be? And the answer is, inspiration doesn't last. Miracles don't build our emunah. Miracles aren't the fundamental pillars of our emunah. The same with the Chet HaEgel. 39 days, 40 days, they miscalculate, they get nervous. Moshe Rabbeinu, our leader, our kivyachol, almost like our king, didn't come back down. They go panic mode. What happens? They resort back to what? How they were brought up, their education. This generation of Yetziat Mitzrayim were born in Egypt. They were born in slaves, but more than that, Egypt's society, Egypt's environment was an environment of Avodah Zarah, Tum'ah, Mem Tet Sharei Tum'ah, we always say. Impurity, disgusting, Avodah Zarah, no morals, no class, no values. So when push came to shove and they went into panic mode, this generation of the people that sinned the Chet HaEgel fell back onto their education, which was what? Which was Avodah Zarah, which was what they saw around them growing up. And this is what Rabbi Chaim always says, is the importance of education. When times are tough, inspiration isn't what's going to keep us going. It's our fundamentals, our pillars. When you build a big building, you can go 100 stories up as long as your foundation is nice and strong. What's the foundation? Foundation is education. We have to educate ourselves, our children. Baruch Hashem, it's amazing how far our community has come, and it's continuing to go in the right direction. And we learn Torah, we focus on Torah. Every day something small, 5 minutes, because chas v'shalom, when push comes to shove, we fall back on our education. Inspiration was cute. The stories were nice. But what do you do? How you grew up. What you know. What you learned. And that's what we have to keep investing in ourselves. Keep making our foundation stronger, our pillars stronger, so we can hold up this building for 100 years, 120 years, B'ezrat Hashem. It's all based on the foundation through proper education, through proper Jewish education, learning our Torah, loving our Torah, living our Torah, and like that makes sense. How can they have sinned? They weren't educated properly. But Baruch Hashem, we learn from their mistakes, we educate our children, we educate ourselves, and chas v'shalom, we'll never make such a mistake again. Have a wonderful day, and Shabbat Shalom.